So good morning, everyone. Today we'll be tackling about behavioral approaches to leadership style. My name is Case Brian NACION, and I hope you learn something today. Behavioral approaches to leadership style. There are several approaches used in classifying leadership styles. They are as follows. So first, according to the ways leaders approach people to motivate them. Second, according to the way the leader uses power. And the third, according to the leader's orientation towards us and people. We will be tackling these three one by one. So the first one is ways leaders approach people. There are two ways a leader may approach people to motivate them. They are first positive leadership and second negative leadership. When the leader approach emphasizes rewards, the style is positive leadership. The reward may be economic or non-economic, like membership in an advisory, and the example of economic reward is increase in salary. When the punishment is emphasized by the leader, the style is said to be negative leadership. The punishment may take the form of reprimand, suspension, or maybe dismissal. Leaders sometimes alternately use positive and negative leadership depending on the characteristics of individual subordinates or their members. So the next is ways leaders uses power. Leadership style also vary according to how power is used. Number they are as follows. Number one, autocratic. Second, participative. And three is free reign. So the first one is autocratic leaders. Leaders who make decisions themselves without consulting subordinates are called autocratic leaders. Motivation takes the form of threats, punishments, and intimidation of all kinds. Autocratic style is effective in emergencies and also when absolute followership is needed. An example of it is a civil engineer in charge of constructing a temporary bridge over one that has been currently damaged. Autocratic leaders have disadvantages. The disadvantage of autocratic leaders is that the leader receives little of any information and ideas from his people as inputs into decision making because these leaders make decisions themselves without consulting subordinates. Part, the next one is participative leaders. This is when a leader openly invites his subordinates to participate or share in decision, policymaking, and operation methods. He is said to be a participative leader. So, participative leader has both advantage and disadvantages. The advantage of participative leader is that it generates a lot of good ideas. Another advantage of this kind of leadership is it it has the increased support for decision and the reduction that they will be unexpectedly undermined. And although it has advantages, it has also disadvantages. The disadvantage of participative leaders is that it is time consuming and very frustrating to people who prefer to see a quick decision reach. So that's about participative leaders. Next one is free reign leaders. Leaders who set objectives and allow employees or subordinates relative freedom to do whatever it takes to accomplish these objectives. They are called free reign leaders. So free reign leaders, this leadership style is most applicable to certain organizations mined by professionals like doctors and engineers. As an example is engineering department of a university that is governed or headed by a dean. If free reign leadership fits the situation, there is full managerial delegation, resulting to optimum utilization of time and resource. This happens because many people are motivated to full effort only if given this kind of free reign. So these free reign leaders, they have a weakness. The weakness of free reign leadership is that there are very little managerial control and a high degree of risk. If the leader does not know well the competence and integrity of its people and their ability to handle the kind of freedom, the result would be disastrous. It's, it's the next one, the final behavioral style is leaders' orientation towards tasks and people. So leaders, they may be classified according to how they view tasks and people. A leader may be employee-oriented or task-oriented. So the first one is employee orientation. A leader is said to be employee-oriented when he considers employees as human beings of intrinsic importance with individual and personal need to satisfy. That is when you can call a leader an employee-oriented. The next one is task orientation. A leader is said to be task-oriented if he places stress on production and technical aspects of the job, and the employees are viewed as the means of getting the work done. So that is when you can call a leader task-oriented. So that are the three behavioral styles, three behavioral approaches to leadership styles. Again, those are according to the ways leaders approach people to motivate them, according to the way leader uses power, and lastly, according to the leader's orientation towards tasks and people. So that is all. I hope you learned something, and God bless.